everybody, today I'm going to make invitations for my daughter's 5th birthday. So we're using the Hannah Montana cartridge, and as you can see on the Gypsy, I have 2 shapes of Hannah Montana of her singing, and then in the lower left corner I have her outfit and some stars, just little things that I could add to the card if I wanted. In the right corner I have "You're invited" and "Alexis is 5" written out. Okay, the name Alexis, is welded together, and the way I did that was I typed in all the letters, A-L-E-X-I-S, and then I went to the advanced mode, and I took the letters, and the first thing I did was adjusted the kern, which is this button up here, and I highlighted the letters and just made the kern smaller. So let's do this. By making it smaller, it squishes the letters together. So I'm just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Okay, and then after I did that, I went and played around with it a little bit, and I took the letters one by one, which to separate the letters, go to the basic mode and go to the ball and the square that look like they're coming apart from each other, and it should make these letters separate from each other. And then I moved each individual letter closer to the letter before it. So I started with the L and I moved it closer to the A until I could see that they overlapped. And then I moved the E closer to the L until they overlapped. And the X to the E, and so on. After I did all of that, I went to the advanced mode and I touched each individual letter, and I touched the star, square, circle button, and then I touched the next letter and touched that button again. I did this with all the letters so that it looked yellow on each letter that I touched. To make sure that I had them all welded together, I touched the I, and then I could see that there was gray in between each letter, which told me that that part wasn't going to cut, so that it was welded together. And that's how I welded the letters. Now that we have all of her pieces cut out, the first thing I want to do is match the pieces to her, so I know that I have all of the pieces. So her boots will go here, her glove goes here, and her dress goes here. Hannah Montana doesn't have too many parts in this particular paper doll from the cartridge, but I wanted it to be like that because I'm going to be making lots of cards. So what I want to do to add a little style is I'm just going to emboss her dress, and I'm going to use the Cuttlebug embossing folder. And I can't remember what this one is called, but I will look it up and write it on the screen when I make the video. So I'm just going to slip her dress in here, and it doesn't matter to me which way it goes, because either way the circles are going to slip the folder in between the 2 plastic or acrylic plates, and then I'm just going to zoom it through. And that's it. So here's her dress, and we'll just glue that on here. Whoops, it'll go this way when we're ready. Okay, the thing I'm going to use to glue her together, because she has such small pieces, is the Zig 2-way glue. And I'm even going to use that on her dress, only because I embossed it, and to get in between all these little circles might be a little difficult for my tape runner. So I'm just going to do that and put her dress on. She needs to get dressed. And then her boots. I could have chose more colors, but I want the attention to be on the fact that it's Alexis's birthday and not necessarily Hannah Montana. I know. My daughter probably doesn't like that idea. She loves Hannah Montana. But, whoops. So, and then of course, with the glove, I wasn't really sure where it went. So I actually called my daughter in here and asked her which hand it went on. And she let me know that it goes on the hand over here. So, there's Hannah Montana, and I've already cut some mats on the pink cutter peen, and I've cut a purple one at 2.5 inches by 4¼ inches, and then the yellow one, which will go inside of it, is cut at just over 2¼ inches by 3¼ inches. So that's going to be where I'm going to put Alexis's 5 at. So I'm going to mat those together with a tape runner. And then that will go in this corner. When I glue down the Alexis's 5, I'm going to need to use the glue pin again because there's lots of little letters and I don't want tape running in between the letters. I didn't used to use my glue pin as often as I do now, but now it seems with my Cricut that I'm cutting out such little tiny pieces that I was never able to cut out before, so I actually need it a lot more. Okay, so, well, my 5's not going to stay down for some reason today. It's being difficult. Alright, so that will go in this corner, and I will go ahead and tape that down now because it's really not going to be in the way for the rest of the card. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold this card before we get too far. Sorry, I switched angles on you. I thought that maybe that there'd be less shadow this way, so we'll see how it turns out. I'm going to put zebra ribbon at the bottom, and I used this for my scrap room decorating, and I had some left over and I thought I added a nice little touch to the invitation. So I'm just going to put a line of tape at the bottom of the card, about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch above the end of the card, and then I'm going to lay the ribbon down. And then I'll trim the ribbon up, and for a different look I'm going to use Tim Holtz tiny stapler to staple the ribbon in the corners because I think it will just give it that funky look for something different. So I'm going to try to staple within the white so that you can see it. And I don't know if you can see it on there, but it just adds just a tiny little silver in the corner. Okay, now it's time for Miss Hannah Montana to go on here. And we are going to pop dot her. So again, I use the glue dots, the pop-up glue dots, and I'm just going to use one around her head and then one at her dress. And then I'm going to have her overlap the purple and the zebra ribbon at the bottom. As long as her hand's within the card, we should be good. And that's what it looks like so far. Now, the thing that I know about 5-year-olds is they love anything that sparkles, so we're going to add some rhinestones. And I have these colorful rhinestones, so we'll just use 3 at the bottom and 3 at the top. And I'm going to use different colors. I'm going to start with, I'm going to do a pink and a purple and a green, just to give it some more color. And then I'm going to do 3 at the top like I said. And I'll do the same colors there in the opposite order. And that is our entire card. Alexis's 5. Thanks for watching.